Look, okay.
There's only once,
Well, I'll give you that. But listen, he comes on of a morning, and honestly, I have a sore back. I have a pain in my side.
It's desperate, isn't it?
Oh, my head's spinning. I didn't get a night's sleep. I'm not one bit interested about his health or anything else. And then he'll start on about what he eats and what he likes. For goodness sake, tell him to change the record. And you say, listen, George, another thing.
Yes.
You know the only ones who are able for him, and it pleases me, is Jeffrey Donaldson and Jim Rogers.
Is that right?
Oh, they get him into a corner and he hasn't a clue.
Good enough for him, Essie?
Pardon?
Good enough for him, do you think?
Listen, he talks about in school. Well, listen, I know him well. And believe you me, they don't turn out characters like Mr. Nolan. And there's another thing, too.
Essie, what do you think of Gerry Anderson?
Yeah, what do you think of him?
Jerry's not bad. Jerry's okay.
That's the right answer.
I'm able for him.
Well, here, another thing. Listen, do you know what I object to? Him calling his mother Big Audrey.
Oh, terrible.
I think that's very rude.
I think it's disgraceful.
A total lack of respect, and something that
Absolutely.
you would never catch Gerry Anderson engaging in is a lack of respect. Isn't that right, Gerry?
Absolutely. Is he having a heart attack?
Wherever he is.
Essie for mayor.
Essie for president.
Essie
for the leader of the Unionist Party.
Nice to talk to you, Essie.
Okay, dear. Bye.
Bye. Did you notice how the relationship between Essie and Stephen just dramatically changed over the years, Gerry? She used to love him, and then she's turned against him.
But I've been used to this. You have to learn to get used to this. What happens is listeners are like fleas. When a dog dies, they jump from one to the other. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what your personal qualities are. If another guy comes along, they will like you better than the guy before. Do you think I'm cynical?
No, I was just worried that you were suggesting that Stephen wasn't stuck in Manchester and he'd actually died.
Speaking of which, I mentioned this to somebody the other day, but I didn't get a chance to mention this to Stephen. Poor Gerry Ryan passed away a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that someone wrote about him, which caught my eye, it said that Gerry Ryan was too big for this world. Where does that leave Stephen? Hey?
On that note, Gerry.
He has no chance at all.
If you were in my movie, I'd have you as the doctor. Small black bag and a big black coat. I'd have you make a house call to the woman. You could lay your diagnostic hand upon her belly and her throat. If you were in my movie, you could be the detective. You could sit behind the desk with a question on your lip. Examine her for motive. Investigate the scene. In the ever-present danger, keep the holster at your hip. If you were in my movie, if you were in my movie, if you were in my movie. If you were in my movie, you could be the priest. Long black frock, white collar at the neck. You could come to the confession. You could give a girl a thrill. You could save her from her passion, keep her body in check. If you were in my movie, if you were in my movie, if you were in my movie. If you were in my movie, you could be the gangster. Double-breasted pinstripe man with the cigarette. Go running down the alley with a double-crossing blonde, explaining to the jury that you hadn't done anything yet. If you were in my movie,
That's Suzanne Vega, of course. You'll remember her from a few years back, but she's still cooking. That's a song called, it's an album called Close Up, Volume 1, Love Songs EP, If You Were In My Movie. She's going to come and see us in Ireland. She's coming to Killarney on Wednesday the 9th of June and in Dublin on the 10th of June. She's not coming near us at all. But then again, we have to be grateful for small mercies. Good morning. I'd like to say hello. What a fine, lovely, sunshiny, beautiful day. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk and the text messaging service is 81771. How many women do we have today?
The full complement.
Two? I can only see one.
Yes, well, one's in behind the wall.
One
you know what I mean?
One behind the wall and one behind the curtain. Listen, yes. There have been ripples concerning our last appearance together. The last time we were together, and I don't like saying that because it sounds too intimate. The last time we were together was at the Balmoral show.
Yes.
Last Wednesday. And what a wonderful day that was. And I'd like to say hello to all the nice people whom we met and to whom we talked, as John Bennett would say.
Yes.
John Bennett would say talked with rather than talked to.
All right.
It's very important.
Yeah.
I talked with him.
Yes.
I heard John Bennett on yesterday talking to Jeffrey Archer on the radio. It was very good. John wants to be so English.
Stop that.
He can taste it. Anyway, there are ripples. There are ripples about our appearance, and indeed some people are making inquiries as to what went on behind the scenes. Because you did something, and even Janet knows nothing about this.
Yes, she does.
No, she wasn't there.
She was told in advance.
But she didn't hear after the fact, did she? No, she didn't.
No.
And even Emma was not present. Only you and I. I'm the only man what knows. But apparently, it may have been on TV yesterday. There was bits of it on TV yesterday. There was a program.
They wouldn't show that.
No, they wouldn't show that.
No, they wouldn't dare.
Anyway, here's a letter from the man in charge. He says, "What? This is Adam Breen, the man who owned the bull.
Yes,
that you touched.
Yes, I scratched its bum.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
You
did. Went further than that. You went further. Janet, do you know what he did? He reached down and he did something unspeakable. But it wasn't unspeakable. He was asked to do it by the owner. It gave him great power in his arm. The energy flowed through. What did Vince Lombardi say, says Adam Breen, who's the owner of the bull? What did Vince Lombardi say about a man's finest hour coming when he lies exhausted on the field of battle? Victorious. In which case, I'm about to enjoy my finest hour, having just returned exhausted from the Balmoral show, which I do believe is over.
Yes.
My wife fronts are unchanged for 3 nights. Too much information. My oxters haven't seen soap since Tuesday. We can deal with that. And in 72 hours, if I slept more than 12 hours, I'd be surprised. But what about Sean? Has he some special powers in his mortal grasp? I believe so. For, having coached Sean into touching the bull's most intimate region, the bull called Gerry Allen, it went forth and won.
Ooh.
The Simmental Junior Overall Male and Reserve Breed Championship and finished with the Reserve Interbreed title to boot. The bull that you touched so intimately, Sean, went on to win every conceivable prize. Do you know why? Because your magic flowed through your arm into that bull. By the way, when and where can the people of Ulster watch the footage of Dr. Doolittle in practice? Yours about to lapse into a sleep-deprived coma, Adam. Well, I had occasion to contact Adam and tell him that some of our exchange is on the BBC website. But you remember the cameras followed us over to the bull?
Yes.
That remains censored.
Oh, good. That's good.
I don't know if it was on TV yesterday. It was a programme, but...
No.
Parts of it were on. But I want to say, Sean, I think that you're a man made of sterner stuff than I thought before. I am totally impressed by what I saw you do.
Yes. I could be an apprentice.
He went up to a bull that weighed about a ton.
Yes.
About a ton. And he walked behind it. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, maybe not walk behind it, maybe walk the side. And he reached down. And what he did deserves the Victoria Cross. What he did deserves the highest honour that this land has to bestow. And I remember the expression in your face when you made contact. And you were waiting for the bull's reaction.
The both around smile.
It was bullish. Anyway, people don't know what we're talking about, but
No,
I
know.
think they do.
I think they may know.
I'll
Yes,
tell you
Emma
what.
knows.
No. Emma, I say to Emma and Janet, this man knows no fear.
No.
You have nothing to fear from this man. This man will go down, his name will go down in history.
In the history of the Balmoral show. I think there could be a little plaque for to me. There's a call for you on one. Wasn't there?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Hello, I'm terribly sorry you had to listen to that.
Oh, don't worry, I like a good laugh in the morning.
It's a man thing.
Right.
It was an initiation ceremony. People used to do that. Do you know what you should do? Do you see the ad on TV, Sean?
Yes.
Do you know the ad for the history of the world in 100 objects? When the bull is standing there going, thum, thum,
Oh, yes.
and there's a man standing there in his underpants.
Yeah.
And the man runs at it and jumps over his horns. I think you're nearly ready for that. That's stage 2. The first one is reaching down, and the second one is jumping over.
But think about it. How
And
many
incidentally,
men do you know?
may I say before we go any further, that particular project, History of the World in 100 Objects, initially started as a Radio 4 series, and it's starting again on Radio 4 today. But all the various regions are taking part in this. So we've done 25 little 1-minute films about objects that are of particular historic interest to Northern Ireland. And every night this week, they'll show a little film after the news about 25 to 11. So every night this week there'll be a little 1-minute film on. Very interesting, even though I should say so myself. Very interesting stuff. First one's on tonight. You'll watch that, of course, because you're a big fan of mine.
Yes. Emma is checking out the BBC website.
Oh, I've already checked it.
Well, the
But
Balmoral
it's only
show.
you and I talking to Adam, and there's no bull in it. It's only footage of you and I during the outside broadcast, but interesting stuff. We talk about what you're about to do later on.
Oh, that's all right.
But what they didn't see is what you actually did later on.
Oh, good.
And I have to say,
Here, listen.
Yes.
Before you talk to Wendy, you started something.
Wendy, I'm sorry I'm ignoring you, but I'll come back to you in a minute, Wendy. Sorry.
There's a text message here.
Yes.
Which reads, "Great gig by the Undertone at the weekend. Who is the singer? I want his wiggle."
Oh, that was the Undertones playing at the Mandela Hall on Saturday night in Belfast.
was
The
the
lead singer is, of course, what's his name?
Paul
McClune.
Oh, right.
Paul McClune, who is not Fergal Sharkey, but, in many ways better.
Yes.
Paul McClune has taken over from Fergal Sharkey as lead singer with the Undertones. All the rest of the band are the originals,
I knew nothing.
but
about
he's
that.
the only one. You see, you should go out more.
Yeah.
Go out more. See the world. Smell the roses. Smell the coffee. Wendy, I'm sorry for keeping you.
That's no problem.
What can we do for you today?
I have a problem, and I'm hoping you can help me because I have tried everywhere else.
Okay.
I had a stray cat arrived at my door last year,
Yes.
and she took up residence in my dog's kennel.
Really?
Proceeded to have 2 kittens.
It's a brave cat goes into a dog's house and has 2 kittens, because there's always the possibility the dog might come back.
I probably knew my dog was an old softy.
But you see, sometimes cats sense weakness in dogs.
Probably.
Anyway.
Or else she was just looking for any bolt in the, or any, what's the expression? Any hole in the storm? No. that's
Port,
the
I
right
think.
one.
Port in a storm. But do you think, was your dog still inhabiting the horse box? Was your dog still inhabiting the kennel when the cat took over?
Mm-hmm.
And what was its reaction when it came back and found that there was a cuckoo in the nest?
Just come running into me as if there's something in there.
Call that a dog?
No.
Any self-respecting dog would have said, "Get out of the house, get out of my kennel."
No.
Came
no.
to you.
He's frightened of cats.
The dog is frightened of cats?
Well, you see, he was mistreated and he's just a bit nervy.
Oh, really? He's got issues?
Mm-hmm.
I met a dog with issues the other day. A woman who walks beside me down where I live came along and told me the history of her dog. And she said that her dog was upset because of how it had been treated when it was young. And it has issues with humans. And I said to her, I'm exactly the same. I'm the same. We are so like the people who inhabit the animal kingdom. Anyway, what's going to be done about your dog?
Well, we made him another kennel. Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah.
All right then. Is it happy in there?
Oh, very.
Until
very.
another cat comes in. The word will get around the cat kingdom.
But we'll have
There's a dog willing to give up its kennel to anybody.
Well, she had 2 kittens.
Right.
And I tried everywhere to get rid of them. And, of course, I got no help.
Of course not.
I kept feeding them, but I have also 2 rescue cats of my own. And my dog was also a rescue dog. So
Yes.
I have them in the house. So she had the 2 kittens, and they've grown up as per usual.
Yes.
She has now just had another litter of 5, and the 2 kittens are pregnant.
2 kittens are
So
pregnant?
I have nowhere I can think of turning to.
Do these kittens not know anything else except how to multiply?
I know.
So what do you want? What do you want done? Do you want somebody to take them off your hands?
I would love somebody to come and take. They are not feral now. They are very friendly.
Feral, of course, for the benefit of people without education, that means they're wild. They're not wild.
No,
they're not feral.
because I have handled them from they were no age, and they are lovely kittens. Well, the mummy cat she's a wee dote.
Well, where do you live? Tell me, what area do you live
in
in?
Bangor.
Bangor. Okay. Well, I have to tell you that the chances of you rehoming those kittens, I would say, are probably slim, because people don't seem to place any value in kittens these days, and any time we ever offer for kittens to be rehomed, we don't get much of a reaction. But then again, there might be some good person in Bangor. What colour are the wee kittens? This is important.
The kittens are 2's black and white,
Yeah.
2's black and white and ginger.
All right, black and white.
One's grey and white.
Okay.
But they're only about 5 days old.
And they're not feral. They're
No.
hand reared.
Well, they're only babies yet, so I'm only handling them now because she lets me.
Okay. Well, you never know. You might be lucky. So anyone out there in the
2
Bangor
kittens
area
that
wants
are pregnant.
what?
The other 2 kittens that are pregnant, the 9-month-old kittens, they're pregnant.
These kittens can't keep their. I mean, what's wrong with them? Is that reared properly? Well, what age does a kitten need to be that it can be impregnated?
Very young, because these ones are only about 7-8 months, maybe.
Hardly any time even to learn how to drink.
Correct.
All right then. Okay, so anyone out there who's interested in those wee kittens, we'll let you know.
That would be great. Thank
okay.
you very much, Gerry.
All right then, no problem.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's
What about that pregnant kittens?
I know.
I mean,
Shocking.
what's the world come to?
Gary in Belfast is not happy.
Why not?
Well, his text message reads, Gerry, get your levels sorted out in the next 5 minutes or I'm turning over to Frank.
Well, you see, this is Ken again.
Well,
Ken, you mean Frank Mitchell?
yes, well, apparently if you don't, the levels are all over the place this
Well, I
morning.
can't help it.
apparently.
I'm in between 5 and 6 where I'm supposed to be. But why don't you say something now?
Well, I've been saying something.
Well, yeah, you're in between 5 and 6 as well. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? What, am I some kind of magician? They tell me to keep in between 5 and 6 of me dial, and I'm in there. It's not my
Well,
fault.
Gary in Belfast is upset.
Well, let's get Ken in here. I'll tell you what, we'll play a record now.
Where were you at the weekend?
Never you mind.
No, you look very fresh. You look very...
I only drank 2 bottles of vodka over the
You
weekend.
do. You look remarkably fit and healthy.
Yeah, thank you.
Not at all.
You look nice too.
We took the train to Belfast on New Year's Day and raised a glass to you. Was cold as snow began to fall around the stones and on the wall that lead to you. The only ghosts that I can see come to plunder, not to grieve, but they're to leave. And only footsteps.
Hear that? Hear that? Did you hear that volume go down there?
Down,
That's a guy in Belfast filling about. It's not our fault at all.
It's not Ken's fault either.
No, it's not Ken either. We
Belfast.
blame Ken in vain.
Yeah.
There's a man down there fixing the levels for us. It's not our fault. That's a good song. That's from a Northern Ireland band called Indigo Prime. That's from a 4-track CD that they've got out at the moment. You see the difference there? Look, do you hear the difference? I can hear the difference in my ears. But I'm still between 5 and 6, but something changed. It's out of our control. That's a song called Père Lachaise. Do you know, where's Père Lachaise?
Don't know, tell me.
Come on.
Don't tell me.
Quiz question. Père Lachaise.
Nobody in here knows.
Nobody in there knows what Père Lachaise is.
No.
Père Lachaise. Nobody knows. What about Janet?
We're
Emma know? Emma know? That's 3 people in there.
3. None of us know.
No. Père Lachaise is a cemetery in Paris where all the wonderful and famous people are buried.
Big things lying.
Big things lying, yeah.
He's lying with his big legs up. By lying posing.
No.
Is that not that cemetery?
Not really.
He's lying with his legs.
Who is?
Lying on top and lying down like that there.
Who?
Him.
Rodin.
Eh?
No, it's where Oscar Wilde is.
Oscar Wilde, he's lying. Is he not lying with his big legs?
No.
Is he not lying down like that there? See where I'm lying down here like that there?
No, you're thinking of the statue in Dublin.
I'm not.
You are.
Right. What's Oscar Wilde doing in the cemetery? Except
He's lying dead.
No,
he's decomposing.
No, what's his statue? What's shape?
It's not really a statue. It's a kind of a figure.
Is it not? Yeah, but is it not lying down?
He's probably lying down underneath. Yeah.
No, but
in your actual coffin. Never mind that. I just thought perhaps this is what I'm up against.
I know, it's
people,
shocking.
the entire staff here,
No.
none of them knows who Père Lachaise is, and Jim Morrison is there as well. We don't care about him.
I don't even like France.
You don't like France?
No.
That's a fairly broad statement. That's like saying I don't like the world. France is
Janice
Paris is.
has asked me was I in it. Yes.
You were in Paris. Remember, you went to interview Liam Neeson, who thought
And then
your name was Kevin.
we went over to the football game.
That's right. We went
I
to
didn't
football,
like it at all.
You didn't like Paris?
No, I did not.
You're the
like
only person in the world who doesn't like Paris.
Oh,
I
I
love
bet you're
Paris.
not.
I love Paris in the winter.
I love Paris in the spring.
I love Paris in the fall. I love Paris in the winter when we shiver. I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles. I love Paris every moment. Every moment of the year. Why do I love Paris? Do you know why?
Why?
Because my Dole card is there. Listen now, good news at the weekend. See, Christine Bleakley did the double. Did you see that?
No answer to that. I'm not getting involved.
No, well, she's gone out, but she's
I know.
she doesn't like to be called a wag. And I think it's
And rightly
right.
so.
She doesn't want to be called a wag. A wag, of course, is a wife and girlfriend. Or wife or girlfriend, whatever. She doesn't like that. But Chelsea won, of course. And you know,
It was a dreadful match.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you're so lucky you were spared.
I'm proud of having taught Christine everything she knows. I remember one particular, and I'm very happy to see that she's got a 1,000% rise in the BBC. That's nearly as much as Nolan got. And she's going to get loads, and she's going to give £1 million a year.
Jim in Armagh wants to ask you
Yes.
what happened to Paddy Bradley yesterday.
Patty Bradley?
Yes.
I don't even know anyone called
Yes,
Patty
you
Bradley.
do.
Do I?
Well, here's a clue. Jim in Armagh adds up the orchard.
Patty Bradley is
Aye.
the manager of the Armagh.
No.
Who's the manager?
No, he plays for Derry.
He's played for Derry.
It
How
was-
did
it was
Derry
re-
get on?
It was red carded.
His red card was sent off pitch, was he?
Aye.
He was playing for the Jersey. Some of these boys are
But he
too
didn't play for the
enthusiastic.
Jersey. I think he took the easy way out yesterday, Paddy
Was he
Bradley.
slacking,
No
was
harm
he
to him.
shirking, was he?
I think he wanted off the field.
He never turned up.
Derry never turned up.
They never turned up.
No, they were bad.
I'll tell you what I think. I think some of them boys need a good rollicking. That's what I think. They need a good rollicking. Because they're not playing for the Jersey.
No, but you know what I noticed? I noticed that Derry they hadn't a man playing at the corner.
There's nobody in the
corner
hole.
of the box.
Nobody in the hole. That's what doesn't matter what it was. I know what I think. See when they get up and they shake the cup at the end, they take far too much out of themselves.
Tell me this: why is Armagh called the Orange County and not the Green County? You know, for
It's the
apples.
The
Apples.
Orchard,
You're
Orchard
thinking
County.
orange.
No, Orchard.
They were calling it. They were referring to it as Orange, the Orange County.
That's because your ears need syringed. Probably the Orchard County. I don't know. This is called the Orange County of the Orange. Boys wouldn't like that, you know.
I couldn't work this
Boys
out.
wouldn't be too pleased
No,
about the Galax there.
You're away up again now.
I know. The man's got me up again.
Aye.
Look, I'm red.
Yes, you're way,
See-
way up now.
See, I did nothing about it.
No, you're way down.
You see,
You're way down.
There's somebody controlling us from afar.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what I think about Christine Bleakley? I'm very happy that she's doing so well. But I'm so happy that it was me who taught her the most important things in life. I remember one particular time when I had to teach Christine some of the realities of broadcasting, which she was very... Look, I'm going up again.
You're way up again.
What is going on? Well, I'm not doing anything. It's gone up and down on its own. It's gone up and down on its own. Anyway, did I ever tell you about the time that Christian and I were doing a little thing in Warren Point and she realised that the world was not what it seems? Did I ever tell you about that? You're not listening to me. What's going on over there?
Janet.
What's she doing? Janet,
she's got a big yellow thing. No. What's...
Anyway.
It's not me.
Who's that there?
Sarah. That's Sarah
Who's...
next door.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah next door is on our line.
Red.
Is it her fault, is it?
No, but Sarah's on... Apparently Sarah's in next door and she's on the yellow line. But you've got a red line.
Sarah!
No, you have a red line now.
Sarah!
On one. You're on one.
Am I? I'm not on one at all.
You
Is
are.
there someone I wanted to speak to?
Willie.
Willie?
Willie's on one.
Willie who? Is it Willie Gregg?
Yes.
No, we have to keep Willie for after. We've only got 2 minutes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
No, we'll ring Willie after.
Right. Well,
No, I remember Christian and I were doing some wee bit of filming in Warren Point one time. And Hugo Duncan was doing an outside broadcast.
you told
At
us
lunchtime.
that
I did not.
before.
I told you.
You told everyone.
No, I didn't.
That's a horrible story.
It's not a horrible
It's a horrible
story.
story, and you told it before.
No, it's. I never
You-
told it
you
before.
did.
I've never told it on the radio before.
You did.
Never. Ever.
Yes, you did.
I never did.
He did.
Ask the girls.
No.
He never did. Oh, sorry, I'm saying he never did. It's me. I'm suddenly referring to me as him.
You did.
Listen, you've made me this way. I didn't. Anyway.
I'll tell you what it is. It's
No, stop telling the
No,
story.
but you've
Listen, there are
told-
people out there saying coils at it again, stopping me telling stories. And anyway, this is an important story because this will give people an idea of what the real Christine Bleakley is like. You'll be reading stuff in the paper about this and that. She's lovely. But she's very innocent. And I'm walking along...
Is this a story you walked along the...
Yes! Will you let me tell it? I'm walking along the beach in Warren Point, along the shore, whatever it is. I'm walking along there. And Hugo Duncan had just done an outside broadcast between 1:30 and 3. And this is like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're just strolling. We'd finished what we were doing. Look, I'm up again now. I'm up again. What's going on here?
It was Owen Bradley was sent off, not Paddy.
Owen.
Owen.
As Owen sent off was Packy.
Owen.
Packy will be glad about it. It wasn't him. And anyway, we're walking along, you see, and Christian says to me, look at those people over there. So in the distance near the water, there were people down there, and they were very strange-looking people, and they would seem to be picking things out of the water, and they were walking through the water, with their shoes on, stuff like that. She said, look at those people. I said, they're probably looking for Hugo. And she said, that's a terrible, terrible thing to say. So what are you saying that for? And I said, that's what I think. And then we walked along another way, and then the people who were down there saw us, and then they looked over, and then they started to come towards us. And Christian says, I wonder what they want. I said, well, I don't know.
Oh, right.
And then one of them came up and said, where'd Hugo? And Christian says, how did you know? I said, you have to learn. Look, I hate the way you mock my stories.
No.
You see, you ruined that story. Do you know why?
Emma has pointed out that the last time you told it, it was in Warren Point.
Yes, it was in Warren Point this time,
No,
too.
it was in Portaferry.
I said Warren Point
No,
this
you did
time.
not. You said Portaferry.
Listen, I want you people to help me in this programme. I don't want to criticise. All the time I was telling that story, the three of them were looking at me and making signs at me and telling me to shut up. That's not the
Janet
way.
wasn't.
Janet,
Janet was all
what's wait,
ears.
she's looking at me now. Look, she's
But
all ears. I know.
Janet
You
was
see,
shocked.
you've ruined the whole thing.
No, Janet was shocked at the punchline. That's all.
Well, here's the news then. See what you think of that.
On 92 to 95 FM,
And 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
And at the BBC News Desk at 11 o'clock, this is Keith Burnside. The National Air Traffic Service is due to issue its latest bulletin on the volcanic ash cloud in about an hour's time. There are no flights in and out of Northern Ireland's airports until 1 o'clock, and some services in Scotland, Wales and parts of southern England are also affected. In the Republic, a number of airports reopened this morning, but Dublin Airport will be closed until noon. Yuel Hoey from Belfast International Airport appealed to passengers to be patient.
While, as I say, the novelty is wearing off, safety must be the determinant in terms of whether the aircraft can take to the air or not. It really does come down to the authorities giving guidance and the airlines taking decisions on the basis of that as to whether they can fly or not. So we can only ask our passengers to continue to check the airline websites, and we will obviously work with the airlines and the authorities to keep the information as up to date as possible.
The Northern Health Trust has denied that there's a crisis at Antrim Area Hospital where 18 people were waiting on trolleys in the Accident and Emergency Department last night. Antrim is going to have to take even more patients with the closure next week of the Mid-Ulster and White Abbey hospitals. Dr. Olivia Dornan from the Northern Trust says the number of trolley waits at Antrim this morning is less than in previous weeks.
All our larger emergency departments in Northern Ireland and beyond do have patients waiting to get into wards, what we call trolley waiting. We would put them into hospital beds. Our nurses have a programme of monitoring and caring for them, and they are seen by doctors as if they were in the ward. It's not the environment that we want to give care to people, but they certainly do not miss out on care. And as regards Antrim this morning, it is better than it has been in recent Mondays, as I would expect in the summer.
The new Chancellor, George Osborne, has announced his emergency budget will take place 5 weeks tomorrow on Tuesday, the 22nd of June. The Conservative Liberal Democrat coalition government is to press ahead with £6 billion worth of cuts in the coming year, details of which will be announced next week. Now the weather with Parabest.
A good deal of sunshine around with just a little bit of cloud, especially in the west. We may just get the odd spot of drizzle this afternoon, but it should be mostly dry and bright with sunny spells. Temperatures will climb to 16 degrees, so it will feel nice and warm in any sun with just a light southwesterly breeze. Cloud will thicken from the west this evening, but it should stay dry.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel News.
As you've been hearing in our news, the airspace over Northern Ireland will be closed until 1 o'clock this afternoon, and some flights in Scotland, Wales and parts of southern England are also affected. In the Republic, most airports have reopened, but Dublin Airport is to remain closed until 12 o'clock. If you need another method of travel, there are spaces available on all Stena, P&O and Norfolk Line ferries. Victoria Road between Strabane and Derry has been reopened following last night's fatal accident. In Lurgan, Lake Street and part of the Antrim Road remain closed because of an ongoing security alert. The railway line is also closed and a bus substitution is in place for local services between Portadown and Lisburn and for enterprise passengers between Belfast Central and Newry. And rail services on the Bangor line are also subject to delays and cancellations because of signalling problems. Aileen Moyna reporting.
Travel News on BBC Radio Ulster. On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, the return of the Ash. A pain if you're travelling, but an opportunity for some. Ever tried getting around the UK by train? Let me know if you managed it. And staying with transport, the Assembly's debating car insurance prices. Just how high is yours? All very Greek, naming and shaming high earners who dodge their tax. Should we be doing it too? And also today, told any porkies recently? We hear those who lie as children do better in some careers. So what's the best white lie you've ever told? You can tell me and join in the debate on Talkback at 12.
Thank you, Wendy. Fluctuating volumes or no, I'm back. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Look, it's hooking up and down as I speak now.
Well, as you say that, Gerry, you're up and... This is a text message. Gerry, you're up and down in Sanefield. Could you play some Chili Pipers, please?
Chili Pipers. Okay. I don't have that with me at the moment. So I apologise. I apologise in advance. It's nothing. It's beyond my ken. Beyond my ken.
Could you play something for Margaret that you met in Balmoral? She wants to hear Blackbird of Slane.
When Jackie Sean, he'd take a knife for a night. He'd serenade certain girls till they cried. Was it wrong? Was it I that couldn't see? He turned his back and hung his head. He did not look too eager. Well, Jackie talked but couldn't I sat me down to tell all. You said you'd catch me when I fall. You took a smile, you gave it back a long way round. You didn't move, I didn't blink.
See him looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know he was there.
Well, here.
What was he doing in here?
Well,
I was looking at my emails and I turned around. There was a man standing behind me looking over my shoulder. And then as soon as I saw him, he ran away.
a man in Belfast.
Yes.
The man who works all the twiddly things in Belfast.
What does he say for himself?
No, he says
That's my
for you to
fault?
carry on as best you can. There's a problem with the line coming into Studio 8, and there is an offset between left and right.
An offset between left and right?
And the engineers are looking into it. So that's Ken.
That's good. That's good.
So-
Ken's on the job.
Yeah.
That's
So
the main
Ken's
thing.
looking into it.
Okay, as long as we know that everything's okay. As long as it's not me. You see, I would hate to think that people would think it's my inefficiency and my, naivety at the machine. My hands, as you know, are a blur as they fly across the machinery. Trying one thing, trying another, adjusting this, adjusting that, experimenting, twiddling with this, twaddling with that. And no good. And going up and down for no reason.
Have you got Sailor Town?
I have not got Sailor Town, no.
Sorry, Kieran wanted to hear it.
Well, that's okay.
There's a man on one.
What's he? Or who is he or what? Who is he?
There's a man wants to talk to you about Paris, I think.
Okay, good morning, sir.
How you doing, Jay Anderson?
Yes, indeed, yes, hello.
It's your educated in your man, Gabby.
Oh, Gabby, how are you?
Here, you were talking about Christina Blakely.
Yes.
Do you know her dad was famous?
So I played in the band with him.
Well, there you go, because I was going to say he won the New Faces in the Newry band.
I know. What were they called again?
Flash.
Flash, I remember them, yes.
Hi, Kenny, and they brought out a record, Build Me a Buttercup. The Foundations hit wrote by the lead singer of the Manfred Man. What do you call him? Make the Boo.
Hadn't somebody else had a hit with Build Me Up Buttercup before they recorded it?
The Foundations. Yeah, and the boys brought it, Flash brought it out, and I was the one who bought the copy.
You bought the one copy that was...
I bought the one that went in Newry.
Have you still got it?
Hi, Kenny's ma bought the R one.
I played in a band with him. We were in a band called Speedy Hamilton and the Rock and Roll Circus.
Yes.
And we were based in Oma, of all places. Poor Speedy Hamilton, of course, is
long since passed.
Yeah, wonderful
On the way
guy.
to the
Wonderful guy.
big gig upstairs.
He did. He used
Yeah,
to...
who'd half flight airplanes now?
Is that right? I didn't know that. Just goes
there
to show
you
you.
see, we're knowledge of information in Newry.
This is all interesting stuff.
Because I was trying to get in touch with him for Christmas there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys out of that lineup actually died
Yes.
shortly before Christmas.
Yes.
He was living out around Bangor and he died. And I was trying to get the boys back for part of our music awards.
Okay. Right.
And it just so happened it was the week of the funeral, so we'll give them a miss till next year, you know.
All right then.
But that's how I found out he's flying airplanes and all. So
There we
wouldn't
are.
know.
Just goes to show you, it's a
Listen,
strange world we live in. Yes?
You were talking about Paris.
Yes.
You were talking about your man out of the Doors, Jim Morris.
Yes.
Jim Morrison.
Morrison, yes.
He's played beside Chopin.
I know, that's an insult, I think. to Chopin.
Why?
Jim Morrison was crap. Jim Morrison was terrible. I even now to this day I can't listen to, and even then I couldn't listen to him.
Well,
he was just, he had no talent at all.
Well, listen, I tell you, you imagine Chopin if you went into a graveyard in Paris on a good wet rainy night. Do you know that one the Dublin band used to sing? Is it raining in Paris tonight?
Yes.
And all the rain coming down in Paris, and Chopin doing the intro into Riders from the Storm.
Yeah. I see you've got
away on the ivory. That'd be brilliant.
You've got a vivid imagination.
But it would also be brilliant, and it would certainly chart again.
The worst thing about being beside Jim Morrison was because apparently when people would come to see Chopin's grave or whatever, or Jim Morrison's grave, somebody printed a big arrow on Chopin's grave pointing to Jim Morrison's grave.
Yeah, that's something on it.
That's pretty weird, that, isn't it?
Blow.
Anyway, listen, that's good, Gabby, and this is all great stuff, but I must proceed. Okay?
Right, well, you have a nice day, and it's beautiful here in Uri.
That's good. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Right.
Bye. It's beautiful in Uri.
It's beautiful here too as well, and we were told we were having rain.
We were told that?
Yeah.
By whom? By our weather forecasting
By
people? When did you hear that? You were told that we were having
Well,
rain?
Janet and I both heard it. So I don't
previously in this programme a couple of weeks ago, I was reading bits and pieces from a book called The Elimination of Accidents by a gentleman called Robert Gerry. So another gentleman has come up with some similar...
Is he Gurley or Gurney?
Gurley, Gourley.
Gurley.
And this is How Do You Avoid Accidents by Dr. Staten Bleeding Obvious. Never hit yourself on the head with a hammer unless wearing a safety helmet. Even then, take care. You could miss and take out your eye. Open manholes are not for falling into. Avoid them. Never think you will come off best in a collision with a truck. You know, this might sound weird to read stuff like that out. But I remember when I was a sociologist. You don't remember that. It was before I knew you.
No, it wasn't. It was afterwards.
It was a
no
dark period in my life.
You went away. Yes, you disappeared.
I disappeared from the face
my
of the
life
earth.
for a while, and then I found you again.
No. I went
you
off.
Went away after you left the Chessmen. After you stopped being a showband star.
Yes.
And then
I went into a dark hole.
You had a wee quiet period to yourself.
No, I didn't. I was out of the country. I was
yes, well, that's what it seemed to me.
No, I was living the rock and roll life.
Yes.
And
then
I came back here a changed person.
You burst forth with Toe Jam. But I didn't like Toe Jam because they were too loud.
Too loud and too noisy.
Yeah.
Too drunk.
Yes.
Well, you see, I came back and I kind of went into my shell a little bit and I became interested in sociology. Yes. I wanted to be a paleontologist. Make no bones about it. I couldn't get... They wouldn't let me into Trinity. So I had to go to Coleraine and study sociology, which, as you know, is the painful elaboration of the obvious. And I used to read books like that. And I said to myself, this may not be for me. And then I read a book and I looked at the title of it and it said, The Sociology of Sociology. And I said, that's it. That's me finished. So I stopped studying it. And I spent another 2 years in university. And what I would do, I'd go in every day at 10 o'clock in the morning. And this is my routine. And I recommend this highly to people. You see, there are two reasons why a person goes to university. One is to get qualifications whereby he may make money. That's how accountants are made. Don't do that. You will turn into a vegetable. There's three reasons to go to university. The second one is if you want to take some time out, you don't want to work, and you just want to read everything. That's what I ended up doing. And it's a great, great thing to be, because when I was there for 3 years, I didn't study the thing I was supposed to be studying at all, because I realised you didn't have to study it. All you had to do is be able to make stuff up. All you had to do is be able to remember the titles of books and throw them in. So I spent the whole time, I used to go in at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I used to walk along the shelves of the library, and I'd pick a book out and I'd say, I'll read that today. And I read that until 5 o'clock, and then I went home. I did that every day. It was the best 2 years of my life. The best 2 years of my life. And then the third reason why people go to university, but they don't realise why they're going to university for this reason. It's only when they leave university that they realise that the only benefit of a university education, and listen very carefully here, you don't go to university to get qualifications for a job. You maybe go to read a little in peace if you get a grant, but there's no point in doing that now because they won't give you a grant. You can't go to university and read now because you have to pay for it. You may as well do that at home. The only reason why anyone should go to university is that later on in life they will recognise bullshit when they hear it. That's the only reason to go to university. How do you avoid accidents?
How?
When Aha! When a 20-foot anvil falls on your head, don't panic. This can lead to a stroke. Many accidents happen in the home. Try and spend as little time there as you can. Leap before you look. That way you will never see that car that'll hit you. Never stick your head into a mincer. To do so is the height of folly, and if you do it, wear a safety helmet and goggles. When the doctor says you've only 6 months to live, say, "Okay, doc, can I have the first 6 months in the year 2099? He will laugh. Your pains and your problems will go away. If you should die suddenly, try and move some part of your body, or people will think you're dead." That's a very strange thing to say. I don't know why I read that. Listen, I'm going to play a little song
Before
now.
you do, there's a call on one.
What's it affect?
And there's a text message
I want to
here.
speak to Willie Gregg. Willie Gregg was doing something very, very special, but has been stymied by the volcanic ash.
Right.
Willie Gregg was bringing a bunch of people from Thailand over to Northern Ireland, and he had wonderful things planned for them, and they can't come now. Will you get him?
Yes, I will.
Because they're doing wonderful work, Willie and his friends.
What's with the poor choice of music today? You haven't played anything decent yet today from two disgruntled listeners stuck in the queue trying to get into the Royal Victoria Hospital car park.
Well, you see, this is the whole thing about this programme. You either like it or you don't. Most people don't. But the point is, you see, every other radio programme, you will hear all the songs that you like. Here you will hear things that you don't like. But here you will hear things that you won't hear anywhere else. Now, for instance, I'm going to play a song from a beautiful, beautiful girl called Marianne Green, who sent me a lovely little letter from Copenhagen. She's actually from Northern Ireland, and she's done an album with Andy Irvine. She's an Irish dancer, and she's a traditional Irish singer. Her name is Marianne Green. Look at her. You can't see now. You haven't got your glasses on.
I have.
But she's
That's too
beautiful.
far away.
She is beautiful.
There's a call on one.
And there's a song here. The album is called Dear Irish Boy. Ah, no, dear Irish boy. Ah, no, dear Irish boy. Hello, dear Irish boy. And the track I'm going to play is called The Banks of the Ban. And she's lovely because she sings in her Northern Ireland accent. She's got a lovely voice. And then I'm going to play another track from another singer from Ireland called Carol Keogh. It's called Shifting Summer Sands. You see, how can anyone say that's not good music? What do they want, Westlife?
We haven't heard it yet. We don't know.
I know, but I'm just saying in advance. I mean, I can play Westlife.
That's
you
a
want
nice
to play
wee
Westlife?
shirt you're wearing today.
Thanks.
That is.
Thank you.
It's very.
I picked it especially. I knew you liked it.
It's an unusual colour.
Who's on the what?
It's an unusual colour.
That's dirt. Who's on the line here?
Jeanette, I think it is.
Jeanette, I think it is.
It is Jeanette.
Jeanette, hello.
Hello, Gerry.
I'm sorry, I'm getting up and down for no reason.
No, it's all right.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for your help.
Yes.
My son was out on Friday night, and he was in the Errigal bar, and he left there, got a taxi, and went to apparently a nightclub called Yellow.
Right.
He thinks he lost his car keys in that taxi. Unfortunately, they just, flagged the taxi down so they don't have a name, and he's only got one car key, and he's desperate to find his car keys.
Did he have drink taken?
Well, yes, I think so.
An excessive amount of drink taken, or was he just tiddly?
Oh, I think he was tiddly.
Did he have a light on, as they say? Or had he a number of bottles in him? That's what they used to say in our local newspaper here, the Derry Journal.
Is that right?
The Derry Journal used to always say, a man was convicted yesterday. He said, I had a number of bottles in me.
Oh, dear.
Judge, best headline. What was the best headline in the Derry Journal?
Oh, I don't know, I'm sure.
Judge loses BAP.
No, the one that you pointed out was the best.
Comet over Derry.
That's the one, yeah.
Comet over Derry. That's the one I like.
Yes.
There was that's years ago.
Yeah, I know, but it's still...
The Hale Bop Comet was, and people say people in Derry are parochial. The Hale Bob Comet was like 50 million miles above the Earth, right? And it was passing the Earth, and it can be seen by the naked eye. And the headline in our paper was Comet over Derry. But see, people, I said that to people. They said, "So what?" I don't know. Is it me? Is it me?
Does Jeanette get
it? Jeanette's still here.
Jeanette, I'm sorry, Jeanette.
Do you get that, Jeanette?
Do you get that? No, don't embarrass
No,
Jeanette.
I'm not only saying it. Do you understand?
You love the way. Yeah,
I'm not. It's the same thing as we talked about before about our airport here. And people tell you, the plane that turns at the top of our street. You know what I mean? Everybody will tell you that. I comes right over our house, it turns up the top of our street and comes right down our street.
Yeah, when the plane comes in, is it the London Stansted Air, Ryanair?
And the one
it
from
turns at the top of
Portugal
your
as well.
street.
That's what people say. Turned at our house.
It's like a fella said to me one time. He said, "What's a good walk in Derry?" I said, "Well, there's a great walk along the seafront, or the riverfront. You go right up to the very end, and you turn when you come to the Alcoholics."
That's unfortunate.
I'm sorry.
You shouldn't there, but for the grace of God.
That was me.
Yeah. Anyway,
nothing
Jeanette.
wrong with that.
Jeanette's
Oh, you're a pussy.
No.
Jeanette, sorry.
Yep, you're all right.
I'm being stopped saying things about these people. Anyway, what were you talking about? I can't remember now. Or did you tell me anything
My
at all?
son's car keys.
Yes, that was it. Okay, so just a single key on its own?
No, the door keys are with it.
All right then, okay. Just a wee bunch of keys. So anyone maybe perhaps was it a black cab or what was it? Just a regular taxi?
No, a regular taxi.
Okay.
And the car keys are Mercedes car keys.
All right then. So he must have a few pound about him. All right then. So any taxi driver found a car ring, whatever you call that. What do you call that? A ring of keys?
No,
Would you call that a ring?
No, a car.
A bunch of keys?
No, what do you call it?
What would you call
car
it?
keys.
A
I've
car
lost
keys?
my car keys.
Lots of car keys.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody said a ring of keys, would you say a ring of keys?
I wouldn't. I would say I lost my car keys.
Would you?
And I'm meaning that there's house keys on the whole.
Oh, I see.
No, everything.
The
I've
whole
lost my
shebang.
keys.
Have you?
That's what you say. Jeepers, I've lost my keys. Jeepers, I've lost
All
my
right,
keys.
Okay. All right then. So if there's a taxi driver out there who's found a strange set of keys, they belong to your son.
That's correct.
So give us a ring here out there, 08459 555 678.
Thank you very much
Stop,
indeed,
they're
Gerry.
not
Strange keys.
Strange to the taxi driver.
Well, that's
You see what I have to put up with here?
I can see that.
All right then, we'll see. We'll hope we get them back for you. I see no reason why not.
Oh, that'd be great. I appreciate it. I knew you would do it for me.
No, I'm sure you've tried other people and they've said no.
No, I haven't. You were the first on the list.
I know, but I was just wondering in case perhaps you'd rung the fat boy and received the usual abuse.
No.
No, well, see, a lot of taxi drivers listen to this program. God bless them. So maybe the word will go about. Okay.
That's brilliant, Gerry. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is Marianne Green.
As I went walking down by the hill town, the lovely fresh mountains, they did me surround. I spied a pretty fair maid, to me she looked grand. She was gathering wildflowers on the banks of the Bann. I stepped up to her and decided, say, since nature has formed us to meet in this way, since nature has formed us, then here is my hand and we'll walk together on the banks of the Bann. Then into a corner where the change took place, I knew by the flush that appeared on her face. Her feet they fell from her on that soft bed of sand, and she fell into my arms on the banks of the Bann. Now, young man, you have wronged me, come tell me your name, so when my baby's born, I may give it the same. My name is Willie Archer, and you must understand, and my home and habitation lies close to the Bann. But I cannot marry you, for I'm apprentice born at the spinning and the weaving in Rathfriland town. But when my term is ended, then here is my hand, and we'll get married on the banks of the Bann. So come all you pretty fair maids, take a warning by me. Don't go out a curtain by 1, 2 or 3. Don't go out a curtain by 3, 2 or 1, or you'll meet with Willie Archer on the banks of the Bann.
Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely, breathy, airy, lovely voice. That's Marianne Green. with Andy Irvine, and that's an album called Dear Irish Boy. I think she lives in Copenhagen or something like that. She wrote to me from there, and that was recorded in Ross Trevor, the Sands Brothers. What a wonderful thing that is. Wooly Archer. Could be worse. She could be met by Willie Gregg. Good morning, Willie.
Good morning, Gerry. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Oh, you're in good speckle today, so you are.
Well, why not, sure?
Why not?
Listen, you had big plans for today, but they've all fallen through.
Don't talk. Well, it's a good job. There's nobody can be blamed for it, because I'd be in serious trouble looking for him. You know, the Ash has just banjaxed an incredible trip for 5 orphans and 3 teachers all the way over from Thailand. Basically, they were coming over to Northern Ireland, it was included in a UK trip, a fundraising trip, and I managed to extract them from mainland to get them here to the decent part of the country to show them they'd never been to amusement arcades or amusement. They were for Barry's, and they were for Dundas Castle, they were for the Carrick-a-Reid Rope Bridge, they were for... I could fill your whole show by telling you the itinerary, but...
You were trying to rescue them from England, basically.
I nearly did. I wanted them to come over here and see what the real part of the world's like, you know, but...
Get them out of there. It would have been great if they came today, the lovely day that's in it today. Isn't that fantastic? Can you imagine how they would have felt today?
Oh, don't talk. I was just off the phone to the people from Dundas Castle and Carrick-a-Reid Rope Bridge. They had a big show, a big spread laid on for them. They were going to Morelli's. They were going to everywhere. But anyway, look, that can't be helped. And the Ash has banjaxed the whole thing, and I'm quite sure there's a whole lot of people stuck in various parts of the world with a whole lot more serious itinerary than mine.
What's special about these kids?
What's special, Gerry? These are the kids I've been trying to look after for about 5 years. These are the kids that survived the tsunami.
Yeah.
And believe you me, a wee bit of dust in the air is not going to upset them. But they're very disappointed that they haven't got here. They were going to be actually on your show today.
I know,
I know. You know, and they were basically, what I wanted was for the kids to go on the show and sing a wee song and thank the people of the province for their continued support over 5 years.
Yeah.
Like through your show, Gerry, you and I have been chatting for 5.5 years about these kids every now and again.
That's right. Yeah.
And we've got a good nucleus of people that support my Willie's Orphan Fund by standing orders and direct debits, and that's the backbone of my charity. It takes a couple of £1,000 a month to keep all the balls up in the air.
You see, the only thing about that really is because, you know, people were watching TV and suddenly it's Darfur and then it's something else. It's almost like there's a new disaster every week. But what people don't realise is that these disasters don't go away; they continue. The effects of them continue, and the tsunami's still been keenly felt by those kids. I mean, it's changed their lives forever.
Oh, forever! Like there's one little chap here. He was washed out to sea. He lost his parents. His mother was a fisherwoman, and his father was a fisherman. And he was washed out to sea, and he survived in a cool box. You know, one of those polystyrene things like an esky you put beer in at a barbecue.
Right.
So he ended up on an island many miles out to sea, and he was the only survivor in the island.
He was the only. There was nobody else on the island. Well,
no, he was the only survivor on the island that he was washed out to.
Oh my God!
And he is 13 on the 23rd. He was 13 on the 23rd of March, and I really wanted to take him out in the boat out fishing mackerel here and out.
Well, do you not think, Willie, that maybe the last thing he would want would be to be taken out in a boat?
No, Gerry, no, this is unbelievable. I even got them a fishing boat and put it into their playground at the orphanage so they could play sailors and boatmen. And no, you can't take it's in them, it's in their culture. They are incredible people.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I used a song that was written by Ewer Walls here in Korean, Stay the Way You Are. I don't want these kids to change.
Yeah, I've got a copy of that. I'm going to play that in a moment. It's funny.
Brilliant.
Isn't it strange? Like Thailand seems to be turning into Northern Ireland the way we used to be.
Gerry, you've hit it on the head.
Yeah.
The Thailanders are the way we... Well, okay, I wasn't going to mean about their upheaval. I was going to mean the actual metabolism of them. The people are incredible people. They smile before they speak.
Yeah, that's right.
And they don't ask for anything. Okay, there's an awful lot of unrest currently in Bangkok. But that's got nothing to do with the people in the islands that I'm working with.
Bangkok is the new Belfast.
Unfortunately, Gerry, it could turn that way very quickly.
Yeah.
But let's not go down that avenue. What's really important here is that for 5 years your listeners have been helping me, and the people of the province. Like I get letters in from people that say, look, here's a few quid, heard you in the radio, or heard you doing this, heard you doing that. Like I'm not looking for a Cracker Jack pencil for this. I just want these kids to if these kids get an education, a website which is called www.williesorphanfund.com.
Is that W-I-L-L or
W-I-L-L-I-E-S, Willie's, yes.
Yeah, Orphan Fund.
And then you can email me williegreg@msn.com.
Yeah.
Or, which most of my business goes through, is this phone, which is my phone number. My phone's never turned off. It's 07980 004 964. And really and truly, the kids would have been on thanking everybody from the lifeboat people, the people from the restaurant area of the harbour down at the wine bar Ramore, the people from Shenanigans, all the people that threw their hand in to help me with this trip. I've had to spend the day phoning people and cancelling, which has been very upsetting.
Well, I'm sure they'll be disappointed not to meet them. Sure, maybe.
Oh, they will. But listen, Gerry, there's another day. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but there's going to be another day. This Ash thing isn't going to beat Willie Gregg or Willie Orphan.
No volcano in Iceland's going to beat Willie Gregg.
You better believe it.
Listen, why do you want me to play this extremist song?
Because the guy that wrote the song, first of all, the band, I know they're a local band.
Yeah.
And every single member of the band is a friend of mine, and they are really good guys. This is a song that was written many years ago by Yule Walls.
Yeah.
Yule has given me this I can use for my theme tune or anthem, whatever. I don't even know the right terminology. It's a song that I want to use. If I've adopted it for my charity, that's the best way I could put it.
That's it.
And I'm putting a wee DVD together. As a matter of fact, I emailed you the DVD copy a few days ago. I don't know if you could see in it.
Yes.
But it's a very short, 3 minutes. It's 3.6 minutes long, and it encapsulates 5 years of hard work.
Okay.
And the background music is from the Extremists, Stay the Way You Are.
Okay.
And the kids have learned the song.
Let's hear this now, and maybe perhaps we'll get a chance to talk to the kids the next time they come over. Okay,
Oh, Gerry, I'll keep you posted, and thanks for your airtime. And if there's anybody out there that knows anybody or can do anything, a wee dribble of cash a month will go a long, long way to help these kids.
Okay, I'll give those numbers and details after this. All right,
Thanks,
Willie.
Gerry.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good day, Gerry.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Willie Gregg is a saint. That's extremist. You forget how good they were, you know. They were Northern Ireland band. One of the first Northern Ireland bands, apart from the Undertones, of course, to actually make it. I think they had a hit. What was their hit? Do you remember? I can't remember what that was.
No.
Anybody remember what that hit was, the Extremists had?
No.
It was really good. They're from around about the Triangle area, which is what you say if you don't know if they're from Coleraine, Port Stewart or Port Rose. The Triangle area.
Emma's looking at all the food that was on display at the Balmoral show, and it's some beautiful food. We're talking about food in here. We're all quite hungry now.
What? I didn't see any food in the Balmoral. The only thing I saw was a sausage roll in the media centre. What food was there?
Oh, we want to see it.
Where was the food?
Check it out.
Where was the food?
There's a food village, Emma says.
Well, shouldn't she be working on the programme?
She is. She's researching the Balmoral
is she?
show.
Oh, that's
Yes,
good,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And also Margaret's on one.
Right, hello, good morning,
No,
Margaret.
just about 10 minutes.
Margaret,
Hi from
okay.
Leakham.
Margaret, will you shut up? You're on the air here.
Yes, Gerry, hello, how are you?
What can we do for you, Margaret, today?
Gerry, there's a man called John on the Nolan show this morning.
Yes.
Who's stuck for accommodation and can't get home.
Yes.
And I'm offering him accommodation, no charge, as an act of Christian charity.
Well, God bless you.
And I live in Carrickfergus. You've got my number there, but don't give it on the air. You can give it to John, you call the man.
Where's that man?
And I rang the Nolan show this morning, and they were to get back to me.
They never bothered their arses, did they?
No.
I understand that. They're like that.
And
they don't care unless they're on the air.
And I was a bit disappointed.
I know, of course. I've often been disappointed.
And then whenever... I love you to bits. And then when I...
Maybe I'll come down too, me and John.
That's all right. Call up sometime. And can you get through to the Nolan show and ask him, does that man... does he want accommodation? It's free.
Okay.
And maybe you'd get Janet to ring me back at the end of the show.
Okay, well, we'll tear Emma away from the food at the Balmoral show. Maybe perhaps you can contact the Nolan show. Is this a man, English gentleman who's...
Yes, and he's stuck here because he can't get home, and you call him John.
John, okay, and you've got a place for him in Carrickfergus?
Yes, and there's no charge.
Well, he'll appreciate that. He'll
Right.
appreciate that because any hotel room, when you walk into a hotel at 4 o'clock in the day and say, give me a room tonight, you're not
No,
going to
I'm
get
only doing it, Jerry. It's
I
an
know.
act of charity.
You're not going to get anything less than
And
100
we've a
quid.
nice castle in Carrick, and we've got a nice Dublin in.
Carrickfergus is lovely.
Yes.
Wonderful place, especially on a
Nice.
day like that. And a day like that, Carrickfergus will look like Monaco. All right, then. Will somebody... Hello?
Yes?
Yes.
Hello, sorry to interrupt you people.
No, I'm looking at the sow suckling, or the wee piglets suckling.
Now,
Yeah, right.
in the
Jerry,
Balmoral
will you-
show.
See what I'm up against here? Will you get somebody to ring the Nolan show and tell him that man has been offered accommodation for the night, a man called John? Would that be too much to ask you perhaps to maybe ring some of those maniacs in the Nolan show?
Eh? What? Janet's checking out the extremist. This is extremist.
Would somebody ring the Nolan show and tell a man, John, that this woman
ask
is going to...
for the hit.
That's all over now. That was only talk. I don't care what their hit was.
So,
Will you forget that man a bed with just woman here? And that's the most... Well, maybe I'll rephrase that. Get that man... I know, I'm sorry. Get that man to take up the offer... Well, maybe that's worse. Well, get
Yes,
that
we'll
man
ring
to
the
contact
Nolan.
this woman. Will you? Will you do that? Will somebody do it?
Isn't that terrible that we have to do that?
Oh, it's terrible. You're so busy. What are you doing? You're so busy working on the programme.
No, it's not. That's not the point. No, Margaret. The point is that the Nolan show should have contacted Margaret.
Of course they should, but you know what they're like, a bunch
Isn't
of
it terrible
chimps.
that we have to do that now?
They're too busy macho smoking cigars
Well,
and
listen here,
peeing up
Gerry.
against the wall. Sorry.
Will you get back to me and let me know?
Don't you worry. One of the girls will. Won't you, one of the girls?
Emma's, are you on the line,
Emma?
Jennifer.
Emma's
rang
on
me.
the job.
Yeah.
All right then.
I'll be here to 1:30.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Don't give my number on the air, Jerry.
Don't you worry.
Okay.
Nobody shall hear it. Okay, we'll sort that out for you and give that man
Well,
the
it was
option.
an act of Christianity, wasn't
Absolutely. Thank you very much. He'll appreciate that a lot.
it? Well.
Okay.
Okay, Jerry.
Right then.
Bye.
Bye. Great show on Friday, kid. After the great show, Tommy, my cat, and I climbed out of our tattered kilts and inflatable sporrans. I kicked a haggis that was showing signs of life. I kicked it out the window. And I said to Tommy, "Hoots to you the new? Did Gerry's Ulster Scott guest culty or grommet or curdle your wheat?" Tommy shot the haggis that was climbing back in the window again. Ulster Scots is like shortbread. I find a little nibble goes a long way. As Dr. McCoy, that well-known Ulster Scot astronaut on the starship Enterprise, used to say to Captain Kirk, "It's language, Jim, but not as we know it." Tommy laughed and said, "Remember Scotty, the Scottish engineer in the Starship Enterprise? You remember Scotty?" Captain Kirk would say, "Increase speed." No, sorry, Captain Kirk didn't have, even though he should have had a Scottish accent with a name like Kirk. "Increase speed, Scotty. Go to maximum power." And wee Scotty would always say, "She can't take it, Captain. She's gonna blow." Yet she never did blow, laughed Tommy, leading me to believe that Scotty knew as much about spaceships' engines as Sir Reg Empey knows about Conservative pacts. "Poor wee Reg," I said. "What shall become of him? To beg he is too proud. To dig he has no spade. Will the golden locked knight of the realm be reduced to wandering the streets like some kind of ancient mariner?" Tommy settled back in his leather armchair, crossed his legs, thought of Milton, clasped his fingers and said, "It's as an ancient mariner, and he stoppeth one of three. He had a long grey beard and glistening eye. That was a pact, quoth he. King Tut, I sighed, there but for the grace of the Saviour. As our condemned hovel sank deeper into the shifting sands underneath, I passed the time by drawing matchstick men on the wall with a red crayon. Tommy was doing the Times crossword. My parents didn't believe in high school. I went to school, but only for the capital punishment. Once I was placed over the headmaster's knee and thrashed within an inch of my life, I was out of there. It was only a different time, a less tolerant time. The only place you could get spanked was at school. Now every leisure centre and credit union has one. Suddenly Tommy said, "I know this is what American footballers call a Hail Mary, but I can't find the answer to one question." The answer has 3 words, and the clue is oxymoron. Oxymoron. "Tommy," I chided, "the answer is in the question. Oxymoron. Oxymoron." Tommy put me on his knee and caned me for 2 long, glorious hours, and wouldn't take the fiver I pressed into his hand. "What a cat! And he's mine! Mine, all mine!" Do you think I need treatment?
I'd love a bacon sandwich.
Would you? I'll see what I can do.
If you were a mountain and I was a stream, I cut through the rock to the soft soul beneath. I saw through the surface to the treasure within. Would you really love me then? If I was a preacher and you were a saint, and I sang at your altar and prayed every day, put down the bottle, got rid of my sin, would you really love me then? If I found my fortune and with it came fame, and all around the world people echo my name, if people knew me and I did not know them, would you really love me then? Kissed your lips and took hold of your hand, stuck by your side to the bitter end, would you really love me then? Would you really love me then? Would you really love me then?
Unbelievable. Live into the bargain. If that's not a hit, I don't know anything. That's from a singer-songwriter who lives in Northern Ireland. He's from Nashville. His name is Gerry Morris. He was on this programme once before, but he's coming in again. This is the first time he's had an album out, I think. The album is called Awake, O Sleeper. Awake, O Sleeper. Gerry Morris. He'll be on here in a couple of weeks' time. What a great talent. Someone on the line here, do you say?
Yes, I love that song.
It was good, wasn't it? Even you liked it. That's what I mean to say. You know, even ordinary people like it. Even people who know nothing. No, but that's a terribly cruel thing to say, because all I'm saying is you've got a very Catholic taste in music with a small c, I hasten to add. You like what the ordinary people like, because you're one of them. And I'm one of them too, except that, I don't know, you like Westlife, don't you?
No.
Do you not?
No.
Who's your favourite? Roy Orbison?
No.
Who's your favourite? Who's your favourite singer?
Favourite singer?
I hope you don't mind me asking.
No. So I think I would start with Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra.
I would start with him.
Okay, right.
I like Bobby Darin.
Bobby Darin.
Good singer.
I notice they're all dead. Any other dead people that you like?
Let's see now.
Nat King Cole, Perry Como, Matt Monroe.
I'm trying to think.
All dead.
Who else do I like?
Try not to take too long.
No, I don't know.
I'll just talk to someone on the phone while you're mulling
mulling
that over. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
A lot of people take a long time to answer in this programme. I hope you're not one of those.
No, I'm not. No, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold.
Oh, that's all right. Don't you worry.
A very quick question, Gerry. That album you played by The Extremists, what's the name of the album?
I don't know, because I was just sent a little single with that. No, it wasn't a single, really. I was just sent a CD with that track on it. It was Willie Gregg sent it to me. He wanted me to play that. And
Is there a name on the cover of the album?
I don't have the... But
the actual album, right, okay, that was just a single track.
No. I suggest you Google Extremists.
I'm on Amazon at the moment.
Oh, are you? Well,
I am, but there's 3 or 4 different albums, but there's a Joe, if I can pronounce it properly, it's Joe Satriani. The Extremists by Joe Satriani.
Satriani. Joe
Satriani.
No, it's not that one. The Extremists, X-D-R-E-I... This is how you spell it. X-D-R-E-A-M-Y-S-T-S.
I have it differently.
See.
Okay, I'll go back and have another look then, see if I can find it.
Okay, X-D-R-E-A-M-Y-S-T-S. Try that.
Right, I will indeed. Thank you very much indeed.
Not at all, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. What would the people do without me?
Right, okay. Peter Dixon wants to know the name of the song you play just after the 11 o'clock news.
Peter Dixon? Is that Peter Dixon on X Factor?
Yes.
Peter?
He wants to know the name
Peter? He's on the lottery as well, isn't he?
Well, could you tell him?
You know that voice that you hear on X Factor? That's Peter Dixon, a man from Northern Ireland. You can tell by his Northern Ireland accent. Is that him?
Well, he wants to know what the song was.
Is that the same guy, though?
Sure, I don't know.
You don't know. You said it was.
I know. Just
you said it was.
For an easy.
Peter Dixon, Britain's Got Talent. Anyway, what?
What was the song after the 11 o'clock news?
I don't like your tone today.
No, I just asked.
Was that song?
I came across something yesterday. It scared the life out of me.
What is it?
Britain's Got Junior Talent.
Wow,
Did you
I give that a wide berth. The song that you refer to is a song called "The Banks of the Ban" by a girl, beautiful singer.
No, I don't think that was after the news.
Yeah, that was the only one I played. Or maybe I played something else. Oh, hold on a minute. Did I not play? No, what did I play? I don't know what I played. Oh, sorry, Cashier Number 9. Yes, it was Cashier Number 9. That's a group. They're coming into this programme in 2 or 3 weeks' time as well. When Jackie Sean, that was called. When Jackie Sean. That's Cashier Number 9. And for the benefit of people who wondering who that girl, her name is Marianne Green. So long, Marianne.
Lynn is on too.
Oh, good morning, Lynn.
Hello, Gerry.
Sorry, we have trouble getting you.
Oh, no, sorry about that. Well, thanks very much for having me on.
That's okay, but not your fault.
It's just to say to your listeners about a couple of events coming up at Queen's. One is this week and one is on the 18th of June. I've been on the programme before talking about our Out to Lunch with William Crawley series. So we've
Don't mention his name in this programme. Don't mention his name here.
Don't mention his name. Okay.
All right, but mention William Crawley. All right.
All right. Well, this Friday we've got out to afternoon tea in the Great Hall from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And our guest speaker will be Shan McEnena, who's the curator of Queen's Art Collection, director of the Naughton Gallery. And she'll be given an illustrated talk on the portraits in the Great Hall and the stories of the people behind them, such as President Mary McAleese, the Nobel laureate Seamus Heaney, and Professor Frank Pantridge,
something to look forward
among
to.
many others.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that myself.
And you can have a glass of fizz and just have a lovely day out and enjoy the beautiful surroundings of the Great Hall. Now, tickets for that are £20. And then on Friday the 18th of June, we have out to dinner with William Crawley. And the guest is the artist J.B. Vallely, one of Ireland's most prestigious artists.
Okay.
He's produced about 4,000 pieces. He's in over 20 art collections. He's received numerous awards, and he will be our guest at Out to Dinner on Friday the 18th of June, and that's at 7:30. Tickets for that are £35, and if anyone's interested, they should ring Queen's 90975252.
Okay, so you've moved from out to lunch to out to dinner.
Well, we're trying out
Great idea.
a couple of other out to events, but we thought Queen's was the perfect location for afternoon tea, and also then we thought out to dinner would be for people to come in the evening. A lot of people obviously can't come at lunchtime, so it's just another variation on a theme. But we think it'll be very popular.
I think it's a great idea. I was down at one of them myself, and it was really, really good. But don't give them too much drink.
No, don't give them too much drink. Oh no, we'll be careful. No, you were hearing us. That was a great day, but it's just sort of an extension of the idea. So for all those people out there listening who may never have come to Queen's before, we'd love to see you all. You'd be more than welcome for these two events.
It's worth it to just sit there and have a meal.
Yes, I know.
Never mind what the interest that'll be in whatever speaker you have there. It's worth it to just go there.
Just to come and enjoy the surroundings.
Yeah, it's fantastic because a lot of people walk by there every day and have never been in there.
That's right. A lot of people think they can't come through the front doors unless they're a student or a member of
straight
staff.
in,
But
go in, enjoy it. It belongs to everybody.
It absolutely does.
The number is Belfast, of course, 975252.
90975252.
Thank you,
Gerry.
Elaine.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Cheerio. And also, I wanted to give those numbers. Have I got them? Willie Gregg's number, of course. Talking to Willie about the if you want to donate to his charities, and Willie is absolutely kosher. You don't have to have any worries about Willie. Willie's heart's in the right place. 0798 000 4964. 0798 000 4964. I would always hesitate before I ask people to not worry about sending money to people, but I don't worry about him because he's a saint.
Even if I am in love with you, all this to say, what's it to you? Observe the blood, the rose tattoo of the fingerprints on me from you. Other evidence has shown that you and I are still alone. We skirt around the danger zone and don't talk about it later. Marlena watches from the wall. Her mocking smile says it all, as she records the rise and fall of every soldier passing. But the only soldier now is me. I'm fighting things I cannot see. I think it's called my destiny that I am changing. Marlena on the wall.
We end as we began. I'm just thinking about my portrait hanging in the Queen's. It's a great honour. I never thought that my portrait would hang there. But now that it's hanging, I think it hangs good.
Don't give away the goods too soon is what she might have told me. And I tried so hard to resist when you held me in your handsome fist and reminded me of the night we kissed and of why I should be leaving. Marlena watches from the wall. Her mocking smile says it all. She records the rise and fall of every soldier passing. But the only soldier now is me. I'm fighting things I cannot see. I think it's called my destiny that I am changing. Marlena on the wall. fleeting smile says it all. She records the rise and fall of every soldier passing, but the only soldier now is me. I'm fighting things I cannot see. I think it's called my destiny that I am changing. Marlena on the wall.
Suzanne Vega, of course. Back tomorrow.
All this to say, what's it to you? Observe the blood, the rose tattoo of the fingerprints on me from you. Other evidence has shown that you and I are still alone. We skirt around the danger zone and don't talk about it later. And I tried so hard to resist when you held me in your handsome fist and reminded me of the night we kissed and of why I should be leaving.
It's 12 o'clock. This is Talk Back with Wendy Austin.